ESL declares war on PGL, Faze's CEO wants S1MPLE on the team, Shanghai Major matchfixing drama revealed, and a lot more. Hello there friends, this is CS2 News Hub. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. We shall kick off today's video with some reshuffles, but this time it's not about tier 2 or even tier 1.5, it's about NAVI. After finishing in last places over a couple of tournaments, they clearly saw that as a failure and decided it was time for changes. Yeah, I mean, I'm baiting a little bit, but they've brought in a new analyst, Electro, formerly of Bleed and iNation. He will be working alongside Blade on NAVI's tactical preparations. For context, their previous analyst, Flashy, recently left to become Liquid's new head coach. And as you can see by Liquid's recent games, they actually learned to play. Speaking of NAVI coaches, NAVI youth coach and scout Snatchy recently suggested an interesting idea for FACEIT, a role queue system just like in Dota 2. First, it would make matchmaking more structured and improve how players get grouped together. Second, it would generate positional stats, making scouting way easier for coaches and orgs. Guys, but what do you think? Would a role queue make FACEIT better or worse? Tell us in the comments below. Sticking with FACEIT, let's talk about FPL, where the latter is currently topped by a rising talent from Metis Sport. 16 years old male 09 is currently sitting at the first place, and if he can hold this spot until the end of the season, he will officially become the youngest FPL winner ever. So we're sincerely wishing him the best of luck.
Hey guys, before we jump to the next news, let me just take a minute to tell you about our friends at ForceDrop. They're one of the oldest and most trusted case opening websites out there. These guys have been in the game for over 9 years. Whether you're into free cases, super cheap ones, or rare and risky drops, they've got it all. There are also tons of game modes to check out, battles, contracts, and my personal favorite, Upgrade, where you can turn a basic skin into a knife. They also run constant giveaways for those who deposit, with some seriously juicy prizes up for grabs. Plenty of deposit options too, including crypto. And if you use crypto, you will get an extra 3% bonus. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive promo code for you, News Hub. Enter it on the site or just click the link in the pinned comment, and you will get a 40% bonus to your deposit. Top tier drops and instant cash outs. That's what ForceDrop is about. Check it out and see for yourself.
Since FACEIT is tied to ESL, we just can't skip over the drama that just broke out between two of the biggest tournament organizers. Things got heated after PGL's CEO Silvio Strolli openly accused ESL and possibly Blast of, I quote, bullying and threatening teams if they participate in PGL events, you know, to monopolize the scene. He claimed that PGL already shared their 2025 and 26 tournament schedule with teams back on the 31st of March in 2024. Meanwhile, ESL and Blast only made their announcements on October 3rd, and ironically, both dropped their calendars on the same day. The overlap in tournament dates looked way too intentional, hinting that ESL and Blast wanted to block teams from attending PGL events. ESL clapped back quickly, saying that they actually announced their tournament timeframes 3 weeks before PGL, but admitted those early announcements didn't specify exact events. And that's not all. Rumors are flying that ESL told IM Chengdu participants to boycott PGL Bucharest, since PGL's event ends just 1 day before ESL's next tournament. And the threat is basically that any team that plays Bucharest would be banned from IM Krakow, which is set to replace IM Katowice next year. According to our sources, more than 8 Chengdu teams still want to attend Bucharest. Plus, here's the kicker, ESL technically has no right to ban teams, since invites are based on the official Valve rankings, and if you don't invite teams by Valve Valve rankings, you get no VRS points on your tournaments. Well, you get it. So I guess the battle between ESL and PGL is officially on. Guys, who will win? The Shakes or Gabe's best friends? Tell us in the comments below. Sticking with tournaments, let's talk about the Major Qualifiers, or rather, the fact that they're gone for good. At least according to HLTV's professor, who says that MRQs will never come back. He explained that Valve made a very profitable move by scrapping the old MRQ format. Instead of one 2-week event, we now have around 20 LANs spread throughout the year. This not only creates more meaningful matches, but also saves Valve a lot of time, effort, and obviously money. For pro teams, it means first of all, TO's war, which we just discussed, and a chaotic schedule, and also higher travel costs. But I guess that is covered by TOs, isn't it? But for viewers and sponsors, it's way more attractive, because, you know, we get a lot more content. And it's worth it from Valve's perspective. They do less, but get more. Honestly, I do not miss the old qualifiers. Today, it seems more competitive, I guess, although the tournament schedule is seriously screwed up. I guess the TOs will sort it out, or we will get a lot more tired teams. Speaking of, let's get back to roster news for a second, because Wildcard have been up to some pretty strange business lately. First, they benched their IGL and kicked their AWPer. Then they promote an academy player and IGL as well to replace them, only to roll it all back. Basically blocking 9 from properly launching Faze. What the hell happened there? If you guys have any ideas or any rumors or any info, tell us in the comments below, because it seems really wild. Now we just can't stay away from Astralis, can we? This time it looks like they have been hiding the truth, at least according to James Banks, who claims that the Danes straight up lied. Officially, Astralis said stavn stepped away due to health issues, but Banks insists the real reason has nothing to do with that. It's more about disagreements within the team. He says he knows the actual story, but he can't reveal it yet. I know, it's Banks and he likes to talk, but in this situation, honestly, you remember Astralis's bro vid? I have no reason to believe them again, so I'm kinda like on Banks' side. And it seems like there's more tension brewing between Astralis management and the roster. Let's see what this turns into and what roster moves might come next. Although I'm feeling for Giga Chad Hooksy, because he doesn't deserve to be treated like that. He deserves the best. Now, speaking of rosters, CEOs, management and all that, we just have to mention the huge interview with Faze's CEO Temper. He sat down with Shock and spoke in detail about S1MPLE, past transfers and future plans of the team. Let's break it down, and once again, thanks to Shock for doing the interview. First up, S1MPLE. Temper said Sasha fits perfectly into the Faze's core, and he would have loved to keep him on the team, but at the time, it didn't make sense. Maybe if S1MPLE and this squad had gone deeper into the major playoffs, things could have ended differently. But, well, you know what happened. Temper also revealed that S1MPLE's loan cost just under $50,000 a month, with total expenses of him maxing out at around $150,000. On niko's departure, he explained it was due to playing style. Niko straight up wanted to run things his way, but this system, his system, didn't work within Faze. Temper added that right now Niko is clearly the main man in Falcons, and everyone has to listen to him. Temper also touched other transfers. He said, yeah, Faze were genuinely interested in Twistzz, but it didn't make sense for them at the time, whatever that means. On the other hand, the newcomer, Jacob, has been a perfect fit for their system, just as Kerrigan hoped. Yeah, and if you didn't know, fun fact, Kerrigan's wife is actually an esports psychologist, and she helped Jacob adapt quickly. And she also supported Brokey during his recent struggles, you know, when he wasn't playing with the team. Finally, Temper confirmed the rumors about Kyousuke. The only reason he didn't join Faze was, well, they didn't have the money for him. Can you imagine? Temper also said a lot of other things, sometimes sounding uncertain, sometimes looking honestly like he was telling the truth. You can watch the whole video on Shock's channel. Even though Faze looked pretty chaotic lately with the roster moves and a CEO who seems to have little control over his own team, it looks like Falcons are operating in a similar way. According to a streamer, a famous one, Flum, Falcons' biggest issue is pretty simple. They have no idea what they're building. Unlike Vitality or Team Spirit, who follow a clear structure, Falcons just kick the weakest player, sign another star, and hope it all works out. Yeah, and also insisting things will change soon. Flum basically compared their approach to what would happen if Reddit, Twitch chat, and HLTV forum dudes will team up to run a roster. And honestly, it does explain a lot. Maybe now we finally know who's really calling the shots for Falcons. Now guys, sit down if you're standing, because we're gonna talk about the match-fixing drama at the Shanghai Major. You know, if Falcons simply lacked ideas, probably. Former Rare Atom player Somebody definitely had one, though it was as shady as it gets. According to Boros, Somebody and his associate Mr. C actually approached him with an offer to throw a match. It later came out that a day before this statement from Boros, a Chinese streamer Shugbo1 had already revealed evidence linking Somebody to match-fixing schemes. Turns out Mr. C is Somebody's, the player, Somebody the player, relative. And they really did try to pull Boros into match-fixing. Even more, previously banned Team Atox were said to be under Mr. C's influence. Ex-Tyloo player DD even asked the streamer not to expose the whole story, while Mr. C allegedly offered to leak info about other ex-Tyloo players, as long as Somebody stayed protected. Somebody the player, oh my god. Rumors go deeper though. Mr. C supposedly had a cheat program used by Rare Atom and Tyloo, which supposedly helped Somebody, the player, to beat Tyloo in the Shanghai Major Qualifiers. It is said that the current Tyloo players may also be affected, with the MVP level rifler Jam Young reportedly switching to Valorant just to escape the so-called match-fixing mafia. According to Chinese insiders, almost the entire Chinese scene is tangled up in the mess, and this whole drama is basically about one mafia trying to beat the other mafia. And the craziest part is that Harumi, for example, claims that there was a fixed match that actually happened at the Shanghai Major itself, with Rare Atom intentionally losing to Virtus.pro, and even one of the betting lines was just removed because it was too suspicious on most of the betting websites. Now, a little side note, imagine how Virtus.pro must feel right now, knowing that they basically should have been eliminated all three. Now, Rare Atom didn't waste time responding. They've already announced an internal investigation, promising to share the results with the public. Although, remember what we told you last time? Like, a dude on Steam was banned even with a $2 million account, just because the Chinese government asked Valve to do so. Maybe if the government is involved again, Valve will actually do something. I just hope it will happen, and the truth will be revealed. And now, my friends, let's wrap things up on a good note. Let's talk about a pretty wild boost, or more like a bug, that SPUNJ found. On Ancient's B-side, if you and your teammate went too short together, you could have pulled off a boost that gave you a huge advantage. You would end up above all smokes with a clear line of sight to completely catch your opponents off guard. Of course, once the bug went public, Valve wasted no time and patched it in the latest update, so no, this won't work anymore. And yeah, my friends, don't forget that Blast Open London starts shortly. We've got some interesting matchups here. Who do you think will win? Tell us in the comments below. And that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button to follow our channel and drop by in the comments below. And about the comments from the previous video, guys, honestly, it hurts a lot to read it. We're just trying to do our best and we don't use AI or stuff. Anyways, once again, thank you for watching. This was CS2 News Hub. We'll see you soon.